Yeah, listen, I mean, it's very hard to understand why it went up that rapidly for the persons that are not studying Bitcoin. But if you step back and look at the 14 years of Bitcoin, or now almost 15, it is easier to understand for those people. And I've been in Bitcoin since 2020. And so, yes, I see why that happened. And probably, since you mentioned Sam and some of the other nefarious actors, they probably pushed it down too far at the end of last year, Brian.
Yeah, because I do also want to remind our viewers that may not be crypto investors or follow it every day, Bitcoin was at 60,000. So we've had a hell of a run this year. It's been great, but we're still well off our highs. Do you think next year, or if we ever get a Bitcoin ETF, that high can be breached?
So I've been embarrassed by my predictions in the past. I thought it would have gotten to 100,000 by the end of 2022. If you recall, in November of 2021, we got the Bitcoin futures ETF, Brian. Mm-hmm. And so I thought that was going to come. I filed, Skybridge filed, not me, but the firm filed for a cash Bitcoin ETF. It was rejected alongside of Fidelity and many other players. We'd elected not to do that now because of the competition. So a lot of this stuff got dragged out because of the regulation. But if you're asking the question, will Bitcoin get through its all-time high? I believe it will. I don't know when. There could be some selling pressure, sort of that whole buy on the rumor, sell on the news in the beginning part of the quarter. But if you're asking by year end, hopefully you'll invite me back. I think we'll be through the all-time high. But I've been embarrassed by my predictions before, so I'm a little hesitant now, a little gun-shy, a little humbled.
Well, listen, you and everybody else. I mean, you heard the top of the show probably that, Anthony, that pretty much every big name on Wall Street whiffed on the year for stocks. Do you just invest in Bitcoin? Because we're seeing a lot of enthusiasm around, still, again, altcoins are back. We talked about Solana. It's up 400%. You've got Ethereum. You got some of these other coins that are really getting hot. Makes me a little nervous, right? Because a lot of momentum, probably a lot of retail money here. Do you invest in any of these altcoins?
Yeah, well, I'm still doing, when we met back in 2009, I'm still doing the same thing. We have a broad hedge fund of funds portfolio that's up about 25% this year. Our Bitcoin exposure obviously up 160. We have a ETF called CRPT, which is up over 200%. So about a third of our business is in cryptocurrency. But you mentioned some of the names that we own. We do have exposure to things like Solana, Ethereum. We own something called Vulcan Forge, which is a very small video gaming company. But Algorand is another name that we own a lot of. And so we do have some of the what we would call the altcoins. But the big kahuna in the room is Bitcoin. I have something called Casper Laboratories. I mean, those are just some of the names that we have. But I think you're asking a broader point. Do we invest outside of Bitcoin into other Web3 tokens? And the answer is yes, but the preponderance of our money is in Bitcoin. We got there in 2020, so we're one of the first institutions to get there, but we're still institutionalists, so we sort of stuck with the quality of Ethereum and Bitcoin, Bitcoin being number one.
Real estate struggles are real. Home buyers and sellers alike feeling a massive struggle to close deals or make money. And if you need yet another sign of turmoil, 45% of U.S. real estate agents are struggling to pay rent on their offices. Here to react is private equity fund manager and real estate investor Grant Cardone. Welcome, Grant. So tell me, why are real estate owners and agents not able to pay the rent? What is going on?
Well, because, Rachel, the Fed single-handedly has killed the housing market. The Fed will make more renters in this country in the next 2 years than it has in the last 50, because mortgage applications are at all-time lows. Mortgages are double what rent is today. And it doesn't surprise me that real estate agents are feeling the brunt of this. Back in June of 22, Jerome Powell said that the middle class, everyday people, would disproportionately feel the pain of higher interest rates in his attempt to control inflation. He has not controlled inflation. He has failed miserably. What he has actually done is create it and, in the meantime, stop the housing industry.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of the huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we can have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're getting more right now with Bloomberg's Shonali Bassick. Shonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told its members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets.
Now, it was not just a poor auction. It was absolutely lousy, and when the dealers have to step in to save a treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence. And
welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread it all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the books Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book. Remember, the New World Order book shows you how the world really works, and it is definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep, especially in the times that we're in right now. Now, guys, I told you in 2023 in the first quarter, we would get an event, and now we have the banking collapse. which the master magicians pulled off the perfect distraction. And at the end of the third quarter, going into the fourth quarter, guys, we're going to have another main event. Now, of course, the markets will still pump and dump until we get that next crisis. Guys, we know they're going to pull that rug. And all we have to do is watch the Fed to know exactly when that's about to happen. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 Kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And right now, guys, we have Bitcoin and crypto pulling back. Don't forget tomorrow we're the only game in town. Happy holidays for those who celebrate Christmas. Merry Christmas. Those who don't, make sure you're enjoying your family. And that should be done on a daily basis. Because, guys, going forward, it's about to be a wild ride. And again, guys, we're going to be the only game in town. Remember, no stock market, no CME, no bond market. So we will get a little lift. But again, guys, this week is going to be a roller coaster ride because we have Bitcoin, Ethereum futures contracts ending on Friday. And then, of course, guys, we roll into January like clockwork. Then we have the drama of the spot Bitcoin ETF. We have government shutdown. Guys, 2024, yes, is a presidential year, but it's so much going on. It's going to be exciting. But, guys, do not forget to pay attention to the actual indicators. We had yield rates overall flat. Did rise slightly, but overall flat. We had the dollar down. We have volume in crypto right now up. We have Tether, USDC, and TUSD. And then, of course, guys, we have the Fed. Repo at $772 billion. And we have Grant Cardone saying that the Fed killed the housing market single-handedly. But, guys, we know they always leave out why. It's all about the fourth industrial revolution. And in this digital transformation, we're going to be going through hyper deflation. Remember, these $300,000 and $400,000 homes are going to be worth $100,000 to $200,000 in the next 5 years. It's not going to take 10, 15, 20 years. It's going to be in the next 5 years. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because a lot of jobs are going to be taken because it's going to be the rise of the machines. And technology is just going to be picking up every single year faster and faster. And we had Jerome Powell come out and say they're going to be looking at cutting rates in 2024, which helped manipulate stocks and cryptos again because we saw the bond market react. Yield rates drop. But remember, the Fed hasn't cut yet. So the pumping of stocks and cryptos that the Fed hasn't even made the adjustments to yet, we're just sitting on a bubble. And we know that's going to pop first quarter. And the Fed are the master magicians. All we have to do is wait for the distraction. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now, guys, do not forget about Grayscale. It's in about $34.4 billion. But getting over into a little crypto news. As you listen to Scaramucci, we're getting all the hype year in. It's like 2017. All this hype going towards Bitcoin. But at the same time, unlike 2017, we're seeing all the real use cases. We're seeing all these central banks using the technology. And we know why. The emerging markets are about to flip that switch, led by China along with that digital yuan. And we know it's going to be the fall of America to Babylon along with the United States world reserve currency. And remember, this is a plan. It moves in phases, and it's happening right in front of a sleeping nation's eyes. And by the time they wake up, the robots, algorithms, and drones would have taken over the economy. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. But guys, all I have for you. Don't forget about the books, Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Drama Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Drama Tam save New York from COVID 33. Part 3. King Joshua and Drama Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.